Now friends, we will start the problem. Uh, Problem number one that we are going to learn right now. Now can you see this particular problem? Mr. Varun is the owner of Jyoti Stores. He provides you the following information for the year ended 31st March 2018. Profit and loss account. We will change this year. We will consider our current previous year. Profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2020. Debit side salaries 75,000, traveling expenses 15,000, advertisement 35,500, interest on capital 18,000, depreciation 17,500, bad debts 12,500, miscellaneous expenses 40,000, net profit 1,80,000, gross profit 3,80,000, total of the both the side 3,80,000. Then following further information has been provided. Depreciation allowed as per income tax rule is rupees 21,000. Number 2, advertisement expenses include rupees 25,500 spent for advertisement expenses include rupees 25,500 spent for the advertisement in souvenir of political party. Third, rupees 10,000 paid as penalty imposed by income tax officers has been wrongly included in salaries. Compute the taxable income of Mr. Varun for the assessment year that we have to change right now, 2020-21. So see friends, here Mr. Varun, he is the owner of Jyoti store. It means he is a businessman. He is doing business. And he has provided information about the profit and loss account. And on the basis of this information, we will calculate taxable income of Mr. Varun. Now, how we will calculate that we are going to learn today. Now, friends, we will apply same rules. These whatever rules are there, these similar rules we have to apply whenever we have to calculate any kind of income, business income. Now, here we have to write name of the SSC, Mr. Varun. Assessment year 2020-21, previous year 2019-20, legal status individual. One more status we have to write, residential. status. We have to always consider R and OR. And OR. The name of the assessee, Mr. Varun, assessment year 2021, previous year 2019-20, legal status individual, and residential status R and OR. And then after that, we have to write here now, friends, we have to write here computation of profits or gains from business or only business we have to write. It is of that we have to find out here. Then after that, first of all, we have to write here profits or gains from business or profession. This particular head, head is very important. Then we have to write net profit as per the profit and loss account, that we have to write here. Net profit as per profit and loss account. Now, friends, if you see that in our problem, how much is the profit? If you see the profit, our problem, we can understand the profit. The net profit they are provided 1,80,000. Net profit they are provided 1,80,000. So friends, what we have to do, we have to write this value 1,80,000. 1,80,000. Then after that, we know about the rule. First rule is debit side, we have to see the expenses, and those expenses which are not a business expenses, such expenses should be added. Debit side, some expenses. Sometimes some portion is not business expenses portion. Some portion is disallowed of business expenses. So disallowed portion should be added here. So first of all, we should study here by way of our problem. Debit side, we have to see what kind of expenses are there. First of all, first expenses, salaries rupees 75,000. Salaries rupees 75,000. Now, this is that third adjustment, rupees 10,000 paid as a penalty imposed by income tax officer has been wrongly included in the salaries. It means from this 75,000, 10,000 amount, it is a penalty imposed by the income tax officer. A penalty imposed by the income tax officer is not a business expenses. So this 10,000 amount of portion should be added to the net profit. So we will write here number one, penalty imposed by income tax officer, and the value of the penalty was 10,000, that we have to show, because total amount of salary was 75,000. From this 75,000, 10,000 amount of portion is disallowed. It is not a salary. It is not a business expenses. So it should be added to the net profit as a expenses disallowed. Then friends, next item is there, that is traveling expenses amount of rupees 1500. Traveling expenses amount to rupees 1500. Traveling expenses are business expenses. Traveling expenses are business expenses. Next, advertisement 35,500. Advertisement 35,500. Now if you see the second information, this is that advertisement expenses include rupees 25,500 spent for the advertisement in souvenir of political party. It means every political party publish the souvenir. Souvenir means the booklet of the party. The political party's booklet they publish, and for that purpose they spend rupees 25,500, and this particular amount is included in the advertisement expenses. It means from this 35,500, 25,500, this particular portion is not a business expenses. So we will add it to net profit. We will add it to the net profit. So we will write here advertisement expenses related to souvenir of political party, amount 25,500. See friends, we have to how we will write the our answers. So we, what kind of expenses we have to add it, disallowed debit side disallowed portion we added. Now we will consider the next item in our debit side, interest on capital 18,000. Now see friends, here Mr. Varun is the owner of Jyoti store, and he had borrowed loan for his own purpose, and he has paid interest on the borrowed loan. So it is not a business expenses, interest on capital. So again add it, we will again add it to net profit. The value, third number, interest on capital. These things you have to keep in mind. The value of the interest on capital, it is 18,000. It is 18,000. It is totally disallowed, 100% disallowed. If interest on loan is there, if interest on loan is there in debit side, so it is considered as a business interest. If it is the interest on capital, it is a personal interest. Interest on loan, business interest. These things you have to keep in mind. Now depreciation they are provided 17,500. Generally depreciation is always business expenses, but what they are provided in our further information, depreciation allowed as per income tax rules is rupees 21,000. It means they says that debit side depreciation is totally wrong. It is 17,500, but actual depreciation is 21,000. 21,000 is there. It means 17,500 is not a business depreciation. It is not a business expenses. So what we have to do? We have to added this depreciation value, which is debited in our profit and loss account. We will write here fourth number, depreciation value 17,500. Depreciation value 17,500. Now, friends, if you see that in further information, they are provided that actual depreciation, allowable depreciation as per income tax rule is 21,000. Is 21,000. Now, friends, if you see that our rule, what last lectures I discussed, today also I discussed the expenses which are actual business expenses but not debited. Expenses which is actual business expenses but not debited should be deducted as a expenses disallowed. Should be deducted as a expenses disallowed. So these things you have to keep in mind. Depreciation, it is 21,000. So we will write here 21,000. Actual depreciation was 21,000. So that we have to put as expenses allowed and we have to deduct from the net profit. And those depreciation which is not a business depreciation, that amount should be considered as the expenses disallowed and it is added to the net profit. If the debit side depreciation is there and adjustment, they are not provide any kind of information, it means we have to consider it is whatever depreciation is there, it is a business depreciation. But if the further information provided, that time debit side depreciation will be added and adjustment depreciation will be deducted. These things you have to keep in mind. Now, friends, if you see the our problem, what they are provided in other information, then after depreciation, next item is bad debts, 12,500. Bad debt is a business expenses, miscellaneous expenses also business expenses, so no need to do anything. Then credit side gross profit they are provided, they are not providing any kind of income. So all information we have discussed, then all the entries we recorded, all the further information also we have discussed. There is no any other kind of item related to the business. Now what we have to do, we have to calculate the taxable value. For that purpose we have to added this inner column. We have to added the inner column, sum total. Total is 71,000. It is a inner column total. Now net profit plus expenses disallowed, we will add it. Sum is 1,80,000 plus 71,000. Value will be 2,51,000. Now only one item we have to deduct, that is 21,000. We will keep outer column 21,000 and we will put in bracket because we have to deduct this value. Okay, fine. Now, what we have to do, 2,51,000 minus 21,000. The rest of the value, that is 2,30,000, it is net taxable income from business. See friends, problem is over. We calculated here net taxable income from business. Yes, do you have any doubt how we will calculate our net taxable income from business? Yes, is there any doubt? You can share. You can ask. कोणाला डाऊट आहे का विचारू शकता. Say yes or no. Can you hear me? Okay. Yes, so Vaibhav says no. No means you are not hearing me or you don't have a doubt. Am I audible? Okay, okay. Now, friends, we will discuss next problem. Okay, now question number two, problem number two. Following is the profit and loss account of Hotel Kailash owned by Mr. Vijay for the year ended 31st March. We will here change this year 2020. There provide profit and loss account debit side salaries 66,000 including rupees 36,000 Vijay's salaries, professional tax 1,500, income tax 7,500, cash embezzled 11,200, conveyance expenses 1,300, printing 2,500, interest on capital 3,000, rent 12,000, depreciation on furniture 1000, depreciation on crockeries 1750, total is 2750, donation to sports club 2000, personal drawings 15,500, net profit 20,000. Then credit side gross profit 1,43,250, the refund of income tax 2000, total of the both the side 1,45,250. Compute the taxable income of Mr. Vijay for the assessment year. Again, we have to change the assessment year 2020-21. So friends, this is a particular information is there, and on that basis we have to find out the taxable income of Mr. Vijay. Mr. Vijay, and he is the owner of the Hotel Kailash, and he has provided the information about the profit and loss account, and even the net profit is also there. So we have to apply whatever format is there, that rules we have to apply. So we have to use same format for our this particular problem. Same things we have to consider right now. Here, name of the assessee in our problem, Mr. Vijay. Assessment year 2020-21, previous year 2019-20, legal status individual, residential status RNOR, computation of profits and gains from business. This is a head, profits and gains from business or profession. Our problem start from net profit The net profit as per profit and loss account that we should write here. If you see that in our problem, they are provided the net profit value, and net profit they are provided rupees 20,000. Same value we have to consider here, rupees 20,000. So we will write here net profit as per profit and loss account. Directly we have to put outer column 20,000. Outer column 20,000. Net profit we wrote here. We write here net profit. Now we will discuss the one by one debit side items. What kinds of items are there and how we will interact. Debit side, they are provided salaries including 36,000 Vijay's salary, rupees 66,000. It means total amount of salary is 66,000. From this 66,000, 36,000 amount of salary related to the Vijay. Vijay is the owner of the Kailash Hotel, and he has received this plus salary. Owner cannot receive salary. Is a owner. Owner is a owner. How can owner can receive the salary from his own business? Employee can receive the salary from employer. He is not an employee. Therefore, he has not right to get the salary. Therefore, this salary is disallowed. This portion is disallowed. And this disallowed portion, we have to add it. We have to add it to the net profit. Expenses disallowed. We will write here Vijay salary. Vijay's salary. And the amount of salary he has received rupees 36,000. This 36,000 portion should be disallowed from this 60,000 amount of salary. After this particular entry, next debit side item, if you see that professional tax, so every company, every businessman, they are paying the professional taxes. It is allowable. Income tax 7,500. I already informed. Yesterday also I informed, and today also I inform regarding income tax. Income tax is not a business expenses, so it is disallowed. So income tax we have to add it to the net profit. We will write here number two, income tax, and the value of income tax is rupees 7,500. Okay. Now next item in our profit and loss account, debit side, cash embezzled. Embezzle means the fraud. Sometime in the hotel, cashier do the fraud. If he do this particular kind of fraud, that is called as a embezzled. In our local language, we can say that अफरातफर करणं, cash मध्ये अफरातफर करणं, embezzle. So it is allowable business expenses. We cannot say that it is a disallow. Sometimes this is a routine journey. Any kind of business, this embezzlement can do by the employee. So we will consider as it is a allowable. Conveyance expenses also allowable. Printing expenses also allowable. Interest on capital 3,000. It is disallowed. In last problem also we have discussed the interest on capital. So it is a capital of the owner. It is not related to the business. Therefore, this interest is disallowed. So interest on capital, we have to put The third item we should write here, interest on capital, and value we have to write, that is rupees 3000. It is a totally disallowed portion from our debit side. Now friends, next item in our debit side of the profit and loss account, that is rent. Rent is allowable. Depreciation on furniture and crockery is also allowable because crockeries are required in our hotel, and furniture also required, and on that they charge depreciation. The depreciation is allowable. They are not mentioned in further information regarding the depreciation. This separate amount of depreciation is allowable by income tax. So this kind of information is not there, which was there in our previous problem. So we will not do anything. Then next is donation to sports club 2000. Donation is not a business expenses. It is disallowed. So we will write here in our problem, donation. Donation to sports club, and the value of donation they are providing 2000. Then after that, next item in our profit and loss account, debit side, personal drawings, personal drawing 15,500. Drawing is a personal expenses, and personal expenses means it is not a business expenses. Personal drawing is disallowed, and disallowed we should write, and we should add it, personal drawing. We should add it to the net profit, and personal drawing value they are provided 15,500. 15,500. So friends, debit side item, all items we discuss. Now we have to move to the credit side. We have to move to the credit side. Now credit side, gross profit is not an item. Refund of income tax 2000. One thing you have to keep in mind, debit side income tax is not a business expenses. The credit side refund of income tax is not a business income. Debit side income tax is not a business expenses. It means credit side refund of income tax is also not a business income. So this particular amount we have to deduct from net profit. So how we will write here? So in our problem we can write less income is allowed. Those income which is in credit side of profit and loss account, and such income is not a business income. It should be deducted from net profit. Refund of income tax, refund of refund of income tax is not a business income. We will directly put value is 2000. We will directly put outer column because there is no any other kind of income in credit side. If you see that in our problem, all items we discuss the all items. There is no any kind of item remain. So what we have to do now, we have to find out, we have to calculate the total taxable value of income. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to find out the inner column total. SUM, total of inner column, it is 64,000. Then net profit plus 64,000, that we have to find out. Net profit is 20,000 and inner column total 64,000. It means total is 84,000. Then after that, we have to find out net taxable income. So 84,000 minus 2,000. The rest of the value 82,000. 84,000 minus 2,000. Rest of the value 82,000. So it is considered as a net taxable income from business. So I hope you understood how we will calculate the values of taxable income of business. We discussed these two problems. I hope you understood these two problems, how we will calculate the taxable income from business. It is very simple to calculate, but you should know about these rules, how which item how we will add it. Okay, fine. Yes, do you have any doubt? कोणाला डाऊट आहे का? तो तुम्ही विचारू शकता. I will keep these lectures on YouTube also. You have to see, you have to study this lecture on YouTube. Now, I will read this question, but I will not solve. You have to consider as a homework. Now, this is a problem number 4. Mr. Gondrelkar is the owner of Samadhan Stores. For following is the profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2000. We keep here 20. On the basis of the information, this information compute the taxable income from business or profession. Profit and loss account 2020. Opening stock 7,500, purchases 52,500, salaries 6,000, insurance of shop 750, rent, rates and electricity 3250, bonus to staff 300, embezzlement of cash by cashier 3,700, penalty for breach of weights and measures rules 4,500, reserve for bad debts 4,500, net profit 1,87,000, sales 1,90,000, closing stock 60,000, gift from father 15,000, winning from lotteries 5,000, total of the both the side 2,70,000. So these are particular information is there. On that basis, we have to find out taxable income from business. How we will do? First of all, net profit as per profit and loss account. It is 1,87,000. Who is a SSC here? Mr. Gondrelkar, and he's the owner of the Samadhan store. He's a business. He's doing business as a store. Okay, now one by one debit side item we have to discuss. Opening stock, it is a business expenses allowable. Purchases, salaries allowable. Insurance also allowable. Allowable means not necessary to write anything in our format. Rent, rates and electricity allowable. Bonus also allowable. Embezzlement of cash by cashier, it is also allowable. Last last problem we discuss the embezzlement means अफरातफर करणं, कॅश मध्ये अफरातफर करणं, कॅशियरने कॅश मध्ये अफरातफर केलं तरी सुद्धा ते अलाउबल बिझनेस एक्सपेन्सेस असतात. पेनल्टी of penalty is disallowed, so it should be added. Reserve for bad debts also disallowed, so it should be added. Then after that, credit side, sales, closing stock, gift from father. Gift from father is not a business income. It should be deducted from net profit. Winning from lotteries is not a business income. It should be deducted from net profit. Here, in net profit, two items we have to add it as the expenses disallowed 4,500, 4,500, and two items are deducted. Two items is the incomes. Two items means the gift from fathers, one of 15,000, and winning from lotteries 5,000. These two items are deducted, and we will find out the taxable value of business income. So you can do this plus sum. You can easily do. So I will stop here right now. If it is possible, I will take tomorrow one more lecture. But I want your consent. If you are really interested to take lectures, if you want the lectures tomorrow, so say yes. Otherwise, I will not organize. Yes, उद्या लेक्चर घ्यायचं का नाही? Vaibhav says yes. Abhishek also says yes. What about others? 8 वाजताचा टायमिंग तुम्हाला सुटेबल आहे का? Today also hardly 5 students are there. Very few students are coming regular. There many students are not regular. See that suddenly university will declare the exam. So you should study regularly. You have to come regularly. It is very difficult. तर उद्या आपण लेक्चरला येऊ. यू हॅव टू कम 8 o'clock. मी तुम्हाला 15 मिनिटापूर्वी किंवा अर्धा तासापूर्वी लिंक पाठवेल. तर उद्या तसं बघायला गेलं तर क्रिसमसची सुट्टी आहे, पण लेक्चर आपण घेऊ शकतो. तर तुम्हाला काही प्रॉब्लेम नसेल तर आय विल टेक. आय डोंट हॅव एनी प्रॉब्लेम. आय विल टेक द लेक्चर्स एनी टाइम इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड. तर तुम्ही इंटरेस्टेड असाल तर आपण लेक्चर घेऊ. जर तुम्हाला बिझनेसबद्दल काही डाऊट असेल तर सांगा, कारण पुढच्या लेक्चरला वी विल डिस्कस द प्रोफेशनल इन्कम्स. So it is very important to discuss about the professional incomes, and then we will discuss about the further different part of the businesses regarding the profit and loss partnership business. आपल्याला पार्टनरशिप बिझनेस डिस्कस करायचा आहे. इट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. बट यू शुड नो अबाउट द सिम्पल बिझनेस. म्हणून आपण सिम्पल सिम्पल बिझनेस घेतोय. Then we will discuss about the partnership business and the partner salaries. So it is very important part that we will discuss. But you should know about the background of the business income. And then for that purpose, you should come regularly and attend the live lectures. Any kind of problem is there regarding the any solution or any kind of, you can share directly. You can ask on chat box also, and sometime WhatsApp group also. There is no problem. Okay, तर मी ते स्टॉप करतोय आत्ताचं लेक्चर. अँड यू हॅव टू कम टुमारो, and you have to inform your brothers and sisters. We have a tomorrow's lectures. Okay, good night.